close.
Now we have on the bottom field, it'll be Czech Republic versus Spain.
So the crowd well behind the Spanish fighters. The first time they fielded their own 21 versus 21 team.
Difference for the Czech Republic team, who last year obviously were the favourites.
That's right.
Old favourite versus new favourites. Oh, a nice takedown from the rear there. A solid push. It seems like people are getting caught off guard.
You can see that stunning armour there.
Indeed,
from
indeed.
Big Pavel. It seems to be a very close fight here, however. But yeah, the Czech fighters with their experience do have the available runners, it seems. Hamburg goes charging into one of the Spanish fighters there.
Indeed. Misplaced though, I feel, charging them into their own fighter. It's not the best effort.
No, good look at the size of Pavel taking down the Spanish fighter there.
But he doesn't seem to be having the advantage.
It's not that easy, but throws him around.
Some ambitious Spaniard decides to try to take on Pavel, but is met by another Czech fighter hooking him up. They seem to be holding on to the edge of the list a bit.
Big shots there coming down from the Czech, who are very, very aggressive. Unfortunately, both have gone down. Their bodies are piling up on the side there.
As this is the most impressive aspect of this game, is having those bodies pile up.
As you can see, we've got a much better angle on how things are shaping up elsewhere. It seems to be all the Czech Republic from now here on in. I think they'll be dealing with the last remaining Spanish fighters.
Continúa.
And I believe that's already been called. There's a victory there for the Czech Republic.
Y los árbitros
very impressive work.
piden el fin del combate.
But again, the Czech Republic team more experienced in this category.
Que gana el equipo de la
Still a lot
República
of support there, and well-deserved support for the Spanish here. So they will substitute a few of the fighters there. As you can see the replay, that the charges were coming from the Czech Republic. I think the Spanish were trying to rely on the speed there, but because they were closed down, because of the compactness of the Czech Republic, they weren't able to use the speed to the maximum possibility. And you can see there, very, very solid performance there from the Spanish, but again, coming from behind, from holding the line, those runners got loose, they found themselves free in the wrong places and are getting pushed down from behind. They are getting tripped.
Bohurt activity to 21 is such a different, I mean, obviously the 5 versus 5 Bohurts versus the 21 Bohurt mass battles is such a different sort of attitude to the way you have to go about it. These holding lines doesn't have to happen so much in the 5 versus 5. That can lead to a more dynamic fight with a few fighters able to reposition themselves and strike from behind. In the 21 versus 21, unless you're able to make a group move to behind your enemy, if you're the odd one out, very hard to consider yourself still standing. But at the same time, it's a lot to be said for experience from these what looks to be Czech Republic, yet supported by Hungarians.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hungarian mercenaries helping out the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
About 4, I think. 4 fighters there, 5 fighters.
In fact, the Hungarians, they were some mercenaries. Was it the Australians who were mercenaries for the Hungarians last year?
Yes, yes. We'll take any opportunity to get into a fight. Obviously, the key aspect here with that experience from Czech Republic and the Hungarians is knowing what to do in the fray. Being able to reassess multiple times throughout the fight to be sure that you know at which angle you're being attacked and where to attack.
And we've got 2 fights getting ready there. Germany against Russia in the top list. And the second round of Spain versus Czech Republic. We're holding quite a tight line there. I can see more free movement coming from the Spanish in this round.
Well, at least in the rear, they've got a nice front solid line, but then their rear is bunched up differently. How they plan to move this backward line. Russia now engaging Germany. Germany pushing hard up the center. That hopefully will be able to really balance that fight. Getting some close-in action here now, seeing the Germans really slamming into those Russians. Germans, unfortunately, being pushed back into the corner.
Yeah, they're very much in control of these 21 versus 21 fights, the Russians, and you can see, stand in the corner, very, very aggressive punches coming from the Russian fighters there.
It seems like the fight has been called as there is.
Well, there it is.
This is the problem with the charges. When you commit that much energy to your fight, your energy can be displaced, and it can be put down on the ground.
Your balance.
So it ends up that the Russians obviously got that fight. They seized that one. Not to say not earned. Obviously, the Russians, fantastic fighters, were able to think quickly on their feet, noticed that there was a charge, and did their best to let that energy take them to the ground.
Yeah.
Contra el equipo ruso, uno de los favoritos.
So look, it's a slightly slow start there for the Czech Republic. I think there's some discrepancy or maybe some complaint from the marshals about the Hungarian mercenaries there. Although I'm not quite sure what it is.
It might be based on their uniform. Obviously, they need to do their best to look the part, even in the mass battles. You look too similar, it can really confuse some things.
I'm not sure it's that so much, because of course, if they don't have the tabards to lend out,
it can get confusing, but that's I believe the country's responsibility, not the marshals.
Yeah.
Obviously, the complicated issue here is going to be if the Spanish believe that they won't be able to tell. But it's one of those things that the Spanish emblems are quite clear, and unless you're hitting, unless it's a Spanish person, hit it.
Sure. Okay. Medic has just been called to list number 1. I'm not exactly sure what has happened, however.
Well, one of the Germans actually kind of fell out the side of the ring, but I'm not sure if that is the matter.
Well, these things can lead to complications. So
the Spanish very ready to go, trying to keep their energy up, whacking themselves on the head with their weapons. Obviously, it seems to be sorted out now. This brilliant camera angle, hopefully, that we'll get of the two fighters meeting one another.
I'm still waiting for the start there, and Marshall's just having the last count to ensure that there are 21 fighters on the team.
Any less is the choice of the team. Any more is not allowed,
of course.
Obviously. The tension is high, and this is when you need to be able to keep that attitude. Seeing some lovely tassets on this fighter in front of us with the axe in the right hand.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty brand new axe, or at least the wood is very new.
Certainly.
We'll see how well that lasts in this fight.
Well, the merchants are here also get some good business from selling some very, very high quality weapons at this event.
And not just to the fighters, as a viewer, spectator, or anybody who's deciding to just get involved.
Yeah, sure.
So you're more than happy to sell that to them.
Looks like we're ready to go there. The marshal has
here they come and they engage. Strong south side of that fight, but the Hungarians and the Czech Republic met them nicely.
Already you've got one Czech fighter down there who went too far into the Spanish half. A nice takedown there from the Czech Republic. Some good running there. So going for the trip, but not quite getting the Spanish fighter who's gone to change his weapon.
Yes, because obviously he dropped it. This happens a lot in these fights. Some great overhead shots coming from a Czech Republic fighter, the one in the black with the beam there. But obviously nothing enough to make a bit of a difference.
Mildly slowed down there, and I think that, yeah, the Czechs do have the upper hand now. Although some nice takedowns still coming from the Spanish fighters there. Some great runs coming through. So if you could just find that fighter there, but can't quite take him down from the rush behind.
Might mean that they actually even out now. So if we look on the field, we seem to have pretty even numbers. Oh,
it's a massive takedown! Some stunning work there.
Some shots from the Hungarian into that Spanish fighter as he goes down off to the bottom left of your screen. Spanish coming in to attack him as we cut to the shield punches.
Big takedown there by the Hungarian.
Fantastic shield punches coming there from the large Spaniard. Not enough to make enough of a difference there. As you see,
pretty even, I have to say. What have we gone? I think we're on.
So hard to tell with all the bodies lying around. This Spanish trying to push the Hungarian down doesn't go down with him, does well standing up.
Goes for us, and they're both down there.
Both of those
so that
down.
Spanish fighter will go down. He should be down. The marshal should take him out. And I don't believe the Czech fighter should have been out for that because the...
Yes, but at the same time, I don't know if that Spanish fighter actually meant to get up. He was just kind of repositioning himself, and the Czech fighter engaged him before any chance.
Big shots coming out from the Spanish fighter against the Czech Republic fighter there.
This is
rushing down with a halberd, and that's wonderful news there for the Spanish team with their first victory in 21 versus 21.
Incredible, but at the same time, not that many points. I don't know if they're going to counteract the last round.
Well, that's right. There are only a few of them remaining. However,